a new day, a new project. Today we'll upgrade this beautiful gaming laptop. It's a Lenovo Legion Y520 59 kbn with a i5 Intel Core and Kaby Lake 15.6 Full HD display IPS, 8 GB of RAM, 256 GB of NVMe SSD, NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1050, 4 GB of dedicated memory, and Microsoft Windows 10 Home. And the first step, we're gonna have some extra memory and an extra hard drive. To prevent any electrostatic discharge, it's nice to touch a piece of metal, connected to the ground, to the laptop ground. And now let's unscrew those 13 screws all around the bottom panel. Now all the screws are out, and I'm using a guitar plectrum to click all the connections around. You see there, and nice and easy with patience. Just open up the bottom panel. A look inside, we have the memories behind that metal shield. It's a thermic and magnetic. In the same time, the fans need to be cleaned, and also the heatsink over there. But before anything else, we have to disconnect the battery. This is very important. The battery connector, it's that one over there, so try to make it easy. Don't put any pressure, just click it left and right, and there we are. The battery is off. So let's unscrew the screws, keeps the fan in the case, and also we need to take off that plastic double taped shield. Now we have easy access to the memories place, to the memory slots. So let's open the shield, and now we have access to the memory slots. And we have a free one. That's perfect, because that will be populated with a 16 GB of DDR4 RAM. Now the laptop will have 24 GB of RAM, DDR4. That's a really nice improvement. Now let's take out the fan and of course the heatsink with the pipes there. Unscrew everything and let's start taking off the dust. You can see already over there it's a lot of dust, so that's need a really cleaning and care. The fan is out, and now the heatsink, it's unscrewed. To take it out easy, we just move it in and out a little bit left and right. A vacuum cleaner, it's a must in our situation. It's much easier to get off the dust. And with a brush, let's clean the fan. It's a lot of dirt over there too, tied to the plastic, almost petrified. Let's clean the old thermal paste. Let's start with a little bit of cloth on the top of the chips. Don't push it too much. The GPU have a lot of small parts around the middle, so be careful of the cloth not to take any of those parts away. And now we'll try to take the extra paste around the chip. Very careful with a piece of plastic. So again, be careful with those little parts. So you need a kind of skill to do this, kind of mechanical cleaning. So once it's done, we can use the cloth again and some isopropylic alcohol to mirror clean the top of the chips. Now let's clean the heatsink and those copper heat lines. You need the vacuum to take all the dust away, and a brush is also very helpful in this situation. There is a lot of dust and textiles in between those feathers there. It's very important for the heatsink to be clean, because all the thermal transfer from GPU and CPU is going through here, and of course if the air blown by the fans, it keeps the laptop nice and cool. And now get ready for changing the thermal paste on GPU, you can see, and CPU. Spread it as nice as possible and level it nice, but not too much. Doesn't need to go over the chips. Now we'll apply a little bit of thermal paste to the heatsink too. Look up there. And let's get ready for having the heatsink back in place. Not too much. It doesn't have to be a lot. It have to get spread nice all around the surface. The heatsink is ready to go back in place. The thermal paste is leveled on both sides. So put it in place and move it a little bit left, right, up and down to have a really nice contact in between the cooler and the CPUs and GPUs over there. Screw it back, and this phase is done. It's time for the fans to go back in place. They've been cleaned, and there are a lot of wires all around. You have to be careful with those wires. They have special places all around the fan case, so you have to put them nice. There are the wireless antennas, and we have the memory shield back on top. The loudspeakers is back on his place, and let's have the wires all around. So this part it's also ready, and we can go to the next step to plant the hard disk. So we'll fit in 1 terabyte of classic mechanic hard drive. Why? Because we don't need another SSD. We already have an NVMe fast SSD for the operating system. This hard drive will be only for data deposit, I may say, so it doesn't need to be as fast as an SSD. Why we need an extra terabyte? Because the other one, it's pretty small, it's 256 gig, and sometimes you feel like you have too much photos, too many films or whatever. It's much better to have a disk inside instead of having an external one. Well, now here is a trick. There is no case for having this hard drive in place, but I'll use a piece of thick double tape at the end of the hard drive, so the bottom case will keep it in position anyway, so there is no place for going in and out over there. Now let's have that plastic cover back. That's double taped too. That one is for directing the air in the case, and the job it's done. Let's have the top back and let's start testing. Of course, let's not forget to put the battery back. That's very important. So for now we just have the plastic cover in place, no screws yet. Let's open up the laptop and see what's happening. The first boot will take a little bit more. It needs the BIOS to get adjusted for the new parts, the new memory brick and the hard drive, and we should have a logo soon. So there it is. Everything is fine, the system start up, and this is nice. Now let's open the system panel. Let's check out about the amount of RAM, and there we are. We have 24. This is perfect. Let's check for the hard drive now. And we got no hard drive. You know, to see it in the system or to have it ready to work, we have to open disk management and partitioning. Just search for that, open it up, and there we go. The hard drive is physically seen by the system. All we have to do is to have a new volume and format it, and after that the hard drive will be displayed in the file manager. That's it. And look behind, we have the disk ready to go to work. The games are opening faster because of the extra RAM. The display is working as it should, and it's time to have the screws back on the bottom. That's it, folks. I hope this is useful. Please like and subscribe, and if you have any question, don't hesitate to ask me. I'll do the best to answer. We'll see you with the next project and wish you well, and most important thing, don't forget to have fun. Bye bye.